So I would like to, in this moment, have a moment of silence for all of the exes that have broken you. This video is about someone that if you were to tell me 10 years ago I would be saying thank you, I would have said to myself, you bitch. I can't believe you would betray me like that and thank this POS. But we have to give gratitude and thanks to the people that hurt us, that help us to get better. And I shared last week about a situation that I had experienced where I was more vulnerable than ever and the other person did not have the emotional bandwidth to match that. And the situation had to end and I was sad, but I was also understanding of what was going on and it was out of my control. And I wanted to share some things and thoughts that I had this past week that I think you would appreciate and enjoy. Let's get into it. I was out to dinner with a friend. There was a gentleman at the table next to me and we locked eyes and we ended up sitting at the table about 2 inches away from each other's face, just enamored by each other. He was a few years older, he was established, and he said, look, I want to try dating and this is the future that I have in mind. And if, you know, we keep connecting, this is the kind of future I'm willing to offer you. I want to get married. I want to have children. I want to have this XYZ. Like literally what this man was offering as a life was my fairy tale. It's something that I dreamt about for, you know, since I watched any Disney movie as a little girl. Although I wanted it, I broke it. I self-sabotaged it. I acted out. I behaved poorly. I was dramatic. I did everything I could to burn this to the ground because I didn't feel like I deserved it, because I wasn't whole, healthy, and healed inside. And I provide all this information because the dream that I had and the thoughts that I've been having this past week, I think that I was that person for the person I just dated. I think they are younger. They are the age that I was when I behaved this way. And I think this person is confused and wanting to make changes and cut back on the partying and move into that next phase of life. I hope they see this as a door opening into the life that they actually genuinely want, because I know they do. And maybe I'm you know, projecting, and maybe I'm wrong. And I wish to take this moment to thank the man that helped me. I wish to thank that man who cut off toxic Lisa and let her grow and mature and become the mostly healthy, healed version that I am. And I feel so thankful that I did get my ass kicked. So I would like to, in this moment, have a moment of silence for all of the exes that have broken you. Yes, you want to thank those people that have broken you, because without breaking, your heart couldn't heal and grow. If you're working on yourself, if you're healing, if you're doing the growth, if you're doing the work, if you're, you know, doing therapy and meditation and like journaling and contemplating your actions in the arguments as well as the other person's. And if you're, you know, registering, why am I behaving this way? Why am I picking the same people? What limiting beliefs do I have about myself? I genuinely feel that if you are doing that, each relationship that you are getting into is better. Because I can look back, sis, and it's facts for me. Each person I have pulled towards me energetically, you know, they say that you attract yourself and where you are and the way you feel about yourself. So if you feel you don't deserve quality and you deserve a toxic person, that's who you're going to keep calling in. That's who you're going to be attracted to, because subconsciously, that's all you think you deserve. And when someone shows up in a healthy, loving, caring space and shows you that, that can be scary AF. Because you're like, OMG, this person's actually willing to give me what I've wanted. This can't be real. This can't be happening. This can't be true. This can't be what I've always wanted, because I've never had what I've always wanted. Like, what is this? This has to be artificial. Or that what you thought you wanted that you're not emotionally ready for and you're not healed enough for. And you self-sabotage and you literally, you know how many matches I've lit and thrown into relationships? Now, I'm not saying that these relationships were healthy and they would have lasted and I messed them up. These relationships were to teach me. These relationships were not meant to be permanent. These relationships were to crack me open, to look myself in the mirror. And to the man that I met in that restaurant, thank you. To all the men that I've dated after, I thank you. You have all helped me to get to the Lisa that I am today. You have all helped me to evolve. Even the psychotic one from 2019. I guess I'll give you a thank you, because you were my biggest lesson. You were the most painful. You were the most disrespectful. You were the one that taught me my value. You were the one that made me really realize when I was in that closet shaking on the phone with my mother about I didn't know where to go and what to do. Literally in a closet, shaking, crying on the phone with my mother, who was also sobbing. Because my mother was seeing herself. My mother was seeing herself play out. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. My mother was seeing what she had shown me and how she had low worth for herself. She had passed it down to me. She hadn't taught me all of the life lessons of how to love myself. And so I was repeating my mother's bad behaviors, and she was watching it. She was watching it in the front row. How painful as a mother must have that been. Oh my God. Oof, I feel sick to my stomach. The intention of this channel when I started was not to go to 1 million followers like Mr. Beast in 6 months. And I got lost a little bit in the last month because as I'm making videos and posting them and talking about my journey, I got sidetracked into what maybe I should be talking about instead. And everything those videos say to do is to copy others, to imitate and mimic and reproduce what others have had success with. That's not the intention of this channel. And so now I'm going to lean in even more to what my intention was for this channel. My intention for this channel is for you to not feel alone. It's for you when you have a breakup and you're feeling low, you can come to this space knowing that like, I've literally been to the depths of hell and I have had to climb and claw my way out with bloody fingernails for over a year to come out of it. And there have been a multitude of times where I've had to climb myself out of the depths of hell. And here I am today, right? Like I survived, I'm flourishing, and I really think each one of those has made me a happier, healthy person, a better partner for who my next partner is. I don't want you to give up because there have been times where I've wanted to give up. I've wanted to pull back. I've wanted to marinate in my own self-loathing isn't the right word, but there was a multiple year time period where I felt like being single was the only thing that I wanted, and I didn't want to put myself out there, and I didn't want to feel pain anymore, and I didn't want to suffer, and I just wanted to coast and work every day. And at the end of that year, my manager called and said, congratulations, you've had the best year ever, and this was your amount of sales. And I literally, without pausing or hesitation, said, and I also had the lowest level of social connection, and I've been the loneliest that I've been in my entire life. I have physical ailments that are restricting me from eating, from being able to feel healthy. I've gained more weight than I've ever been, and I'm miserable. And I don't want to do this again. And I don't want the same sales that I had this year, if this is what it takes to get there. I manifested a year, the next year at half of that. I made half of the sales because I said that, right? Be careful what you say out loud. I manifested half the amount of sales. I also manifested a lot of healing, and that's when I went through the depths of hell. And I've had 3 relationships since that have taught me light years and buckets of knowledge about loving myself, loving others, how to show up, how to be a partner. And I'm forever grateful, and I don't want to give up. I don't want to die alone. I don't want to be single for the rest of my life because it's scary and it's painful. I'm going to stand in front of a person that I think is a quality, high-value person that respects and honors me with my heart wide open. I think that there are other people out there like me that are looking for what I'm wanting, that have gone through the depths of hell, that have struggled, that are eagerly awaiting a person like myself. And I think together we can heal, and I think together we can make each other better. Because I truly believe that in the relationship is how you heal. I also wanted to add, I do not regret any minutes the last relationship that I just had. Sure, some of the relationships that I'm referencing ended up being longer than they needed to be, and I just kept repeating the same cycles, and so there was a lot of repetitiveness in those relationships that didn't provide more context or shifting or changing. But that was because of me not recognizing the things that were trying to knock me on the head, right? I wasn't in awareness that these were clues that I should have been focusing on and observing, right? I wasn't even aware that there were teachings, that there were things that I could grow from these experiences. I just saw them as experiences. I wasn't grounded in healing and shifting and recognizing that maybe I was the problem. I didn't really recognize in my youth that I was part of the problem, and not only part of the problem, I was the reason that it kept happening. I was the reason why I kept repeating the same people, the same types, because I felt that was my threshold. And until I learned and grew and had pain and cracked open more, I couldn't level up to the next type of person. That moment of silence is for recognizing it wasn't just them. Argument, every disagreement, every course correction doesn't have to be 100-0. It could be 50-50. It could be 90-10. It could be all the different percentages that equal 100, right? It's two parties coming together, and you have to learn how to come together. And I used to think, oh, you said something or you did something, so I'm out. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna, you know, like that used to be my thought process. And now I understand that in healthy relationships, you say, oh, that's how I'm making you feel. Well, I'm not intending for that. This is how I'm feeling. How can we come together as a team, as a partnership, and make this agreeable for both of our preferences and needs, so we both feel heard, so we both feel seen, so we both feel that partnership. And that's something that this person didn't do. Every relationship is going to need grounding and reassessments and help, and that's okay. That's really okay. Really, really okay. Your relationship isn't causing those. Are you growing? Are you getting the most out of that relationship? Or are you coasting? Are you coasting, right? I would love for you to do some homework for yourself. I would love for you to add it in the comments below what you've taken out of this video. I'd love for you to write a list of all of your exes from the last 5 years. And I did this myself in December. I really did, before my womb healing journey. I wrote all of their names and I was appalled. I was appalled at the level of treatment. And reading that on paper and seeing it and remembering who I used to be and who I used to allow in, and seeing the growth and healing that I've done and climbed from, was incredibly powerful and made me far more consciously aware of who I'm choosing next. And every time I meet someone, I get that much more specific on what that relationship is going to look like, and they get healthier each time. Like, I think they call that growth, sis. Like, and I'm almost 41 years old. I'm still figuring this out. Like, I'm not a guru. I'm not a professional. This is just my opinion. Do know that I trigger people. I do know that strangers that don't know anything about me make assumptions, and I scare them. I trigger them. I cause them to be rude, angry, confused, self-conscious, upset. And I genuinely believe that I was meant to inhabit this human body, and I agreed before incarnation that I was meant to help people heal. That it is my life purpose to trigger people to get better, to inspire people to be the best version of themselves, to inspire people to want more, to inspire people to try harder. That is my life purpose, and that, my friends, is what this channel is about. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some nuggets out of this. I would love to hear what you thought. If there's anything that you'd wish for me to talk about, if there's any of my past stories that you'd like to hear more about, whatever it is spiritual that you wish to know more about, let me be your spiritual reporter. I'm here to help. I'm literally on this planet to help. I'm here to help you. I want to help you. I want to be there for you because I know what it's like to feel like no one's there for you. I know what it's like to feel like you are all alone. You've lost your worth. You don't know where to go. There is no up. You don't even know what up is. Let me help you get up. Let me hold your hand. Let me be there for you. I love you, my friends. Thank you so much. Bye.